After our first tournament in London, where I overcame a pretty serious ankle injury and we lost to a strong French pair, Sam and I are off to Italy to play in a FIP silver event. This is one of the strongest tournaments I've ever competed in, with some pairs inside the top 100, and for Sam and I, it's only our second tournament playing together. With the draw being so strong, Sam and I are down at number 20 on the entry list, which means our first round match could be super tough. We've both been training hard and competing leading up to this event, so we're feeling good. We know it's going to be a challenge, but we're up for it. I was back on the London Underground, this time heading to Stansted Airport in London to head to Perugia with Ryanair. It's a really small airport, so not many flights went out there, so it was lucky for us to get the flight we needed on the day. We were staying in a hotel about a 10-minute walk from the club, and what we realised when we left the hotel was that there were literally no pavements for us to walk on. So we struggled to find our way, and when we did, we didn't know where to walk, but eventually we did find our way. There was some nice scenery along the way, and then when we arrived, we were really impressed with how big the club was. We made it. We made it to the club, and it's massive. Both Sam and I were amazed at how big the club is. We weren't sure if we were going to get a practice court, but you can see that we're bright and early. There's loads of courts free, and actually the court that we are playing on is free as well. So Sam and I are going to get a good long warm-up in before our match, and we're going to get started now. We actually spent about 45 minutes warming up on court, starting with really low intensity and just getting a feel for the ball, a feel for the court, getting used to the surroundings. And one thing I really liked about playing on this court was the bounce was so true, which means the courts have been laid really, really well. And even though you can't quite see it from this angle, that they're actually different colours. So the back of the court is a slightly lighter blue, which I've never actually played on a court like that before. So really this initial warm-up was just getting used to the court. So we went into this match playing against a Dutch guy, Jorrit, he's a young guy, but he's been playing a lot on the professional circuit, so experienced in these FIP events, and his partner, an Italian, also young guy, but I think he was #1 junior in the world, so knows his way around a paddle court. Having played the FIP last week, we both felt confident and comfortable with each other's games. We knew our strengths, knew what set plays we were trying to put into this game, and so this initial period of the match, the start of the match, we were just trying to play solid, to play our game, and to also suss out our opponents a little bit, see what they didn't like, see which areas of the court we were trying to avoid and which areas we were trying to press on. So this initial bit, we were just trying to stay solid, stay ahead of the score and take the advantage. A big strength of ours is our volleys, and so a big part of us playing together is how can we use our volleys to our strength and put pressure on our opponents. And we managed to get ahead in this first set, really through a few cheap errors from them. The difference between this week and last week is this week you could actually play outside the court because there was enough space, and it completely changes up the game, and also when you smash. So it also allowed me to get one of my highlights of the game, which I really enjoyed. We managed to take the first set, and the second set turned into a bit of a battle, and both sides were competing hard, and it's great having Sam on the right side because he's just so solid and he just plays such good volleys. His vibra is so good, and really we managed to just get ahead in that second set when it was a real close, tight battle.
Hey guys, Sam Jones here. Just finished our morning training for our second round match today in the FIP Silver in Perugia. It's a lovely day outside, 26 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, but yeah, you know, yesterday we had a really good win against the #1 in the world, junior. Italian guy playing in his home country, you know, had a lot of fans, a lot of support. He's playing with a Dutch guy called Jorrit. They've had some really good results recently, so you know, it was a good win for us. We made it a bit difficult for ourselves, but happy to have got the win. We won our first golden point together, our first break point together, won a tie break together, so a lot of things were accomplished in that match. So yeah, happy days. Tom played really well. Yeah, we got the job done. Today we've got a really tough match against the number 8 seeds of this tournament, Insa and Coello. Coello obviously having great genes, his brother's number one in the world, so comes from a very good sporting family. So it's going to be tough. I played them both before. My match with Coello was my partner got injured, so we had to retire. Then the Insa match was, I played it many times, I've lost many times, so it's going to be tough, but just looking forward to it really, you know. Going to get out there, give it our all, and Tom and I got our first win together as a pair yesterday, so fingers crossed we can keep it rolling, and today we'll try and bring it home, but it's going to be a tough match. Yeah, we'll go and enjoy it, and let's see what happens.
Match 2, and this was going to be a real test. We were playing against Coello's brother, who was super talented, like very good young player, good potential, and his partner Ferran Insa, who is also well known for being exceptional player on the professional circuit. Both these guys have been competing and winning a lot of these matches, some tournaments like this recently, so we knew they were coming in with some form, and this was going to be a tough match. We lost the first set pretty comfortably, and I think of why we struggled in that first set. I think we were almost trying to play too well. We competed in a lot of points, we had our chances, we actually ended up losing our service games on goal points, so it's not like we weren't competing or we weren't in that first set, but on the big points we just didn't take our chances. And I think part of this as well was we felt like we had to play at a high level, and we were kind of putting pressure on ourselves to always try and take that risk when we didn't really need to. And so that first set though got away from us pretty quickly. It's interesting when you step up a level in padel how you just have slightly less time. The better players take that time away from you. They're anticipating better, they're in the right position when perhaps lower level players, even at the standard of this tournament, perhaps wouldn't be there. So it's a really good learning experience to play at a high level, because it's all these subtle nuances that these better players do, and it almost like helps you raise your own game. A big learning experience for me during this match was realising that the quality of my lob just wasn't good enough at this level. And I think when you play a slightly lower level, you get away with it, but when you play a high level, you just simply can't get away with slightly short lobs, particularly indoors when it was relatively easy to kick the ball out here and all of us had good smashes. So it's so important that you hit that quality lob. I was really proud of the way we fought back in this match though, and from losing that first set pretty comfortably, we just hung in the second set, and we ended up getting a chance to break, and we broke, and then we won that second set, and it was a big moment for us, and we took that momentum into the third set. Sam played a great match. He was solid, he was consistent, and he was also proactive at the net, which really put pressure on our opponents. They didn't know when he was going to come across and be aggressive on the volley. We took the momentum from the second set into the third, and we fought super hard. We knew that we could win games, we could win sets against these guys, so we had that belief now that we could win this match, and it really came down to only a few points in the end. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the win today, but there was so many great learnings from this match, and also belief that we can beat players like this, and we're going to take that into our future tournaments together.